What's good, everyone? Welcome back for another session. I am actually piloting out a new format for summons going forward. Again, this is the very first time I'm trying this out, but you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, I have different, point systems based on different elements and parameters that occur during every multi. So essentially, I created this summon battle power kind of format where I'm just going to be tallying up points based on the criteria that plays out during all the multis. But I think on top of that, I want to add something fun going forward related to this, where I'll conduct polls ahead of time and let you guys guess, and maybe the closest number, I'll start giving out gift cards for every banner summon video that comes out, stuff of that nature. So I've got some other ideas related to it, but since it is the very first time I've tried this out, certainly let me know in the comments of, how things, worked out, or, if there's any recommendations on how to improve it or whatnot. I'd love to get your feedback on that. So, certainly let me know in the comments. Now, I started off the banner summons very, very nicely with the first multi. This was actually the first pickup for the Orange Piccolo unit, so it's obviously a very, very good pickup. And both of the banners, for me, they do provide pretty good value in terms of the overall units included. There's a handful of units obviously that I would like to avoid, but for the most part, it's a pretty valuable banner for me, especially since I missed out on both the Beast Gohan and then Piccolo unit during the the Dragon Ball Super movie banner itself. So again, I kind of waited until those units came back around with the Golden Week, banners, because of course with the timing of it, we were literally right around the corner for 8th anniversary, and obviously you want to spend a lot more stones on that versus like some of the year-end things. So I had to put that in the back burner, and I was fine with that because ultimately I ended up picking up some of the units here anyway. So you'll see, again, you'll see the battle power points be updated with every single, animation or, card showing up, whatever the case is. So I try to make this kind of update itself on a real-time basis. I will say the editing part was definitely a little bit of a painful experience, for a lack of better words. So I think in terms of the upload timing of it, once the banners go live, it might take me a little bit to go through the footage reviews and the editing and all that stuff. But I figured this might be better than just kind of doing a standard summon video with nothing added to it. This will kind of add something new and interesting flavor, I guess, in a sense. So I believe this is the second multi, if I'm not mistaken. So quite a few activity here. So we're on the third one. Actually, this is the fourth one. So we're on the freebie one. Started off pretty strong, but kind of tapered off a little bit. I did see a bunch of SSRs just a second ago. I think it might have been the second multi or whatnot. We did get a Vegito animation here, so obviously the points apply. Now, in terms of which unit it may be, we shall find out here, because again, I can't record my commentary on this until I go through the editing process. I thought about doing it live while I summon, but I was like, let me just lay back, kick it in bed, and just summon away. You know what I mean? I tend to like to just be in a very relaxed state and be able to summon. So yeah, unfortunately, I had the intelligence type Kid Goku there, so that was a wasteful experience for a featured unit. So again, unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes, but it's all good, you know what I mean? So still, decent amount of stones left, so we shall see what happens here. Gold text, so obviously that will be a fusion animation here, and then we did get Vegito, so hopefully something a little bit better this time around. Not too sure about it. It's always funny because when there's a double Dokkan Fest or dual Dokkan Fest period during a campaign, I don't know, maybe it's just, universal when it comes to this, but I feel like I always do worse on, way worse on one banner than the other. I mean, it just seems like I don't know, maybe I'll look at some of my summon history over time and kind of look at that, but whenever there's two separate banners, I tend to do horrendous on one banner and then like pretty good on the other. Not saying this is necessarily horrendous because I am picking up some pretty good units, but I guess when I say the word quote-unquote horrendous, you know, more or less referring to the pickup of, you know, the new units featured on the banner. So I don't know, it just feels that way. It's one's harder to get than the other. I mean, that's just kind of the impression I get, but you know, either way, summoning's fun. I think adding this will kind of make things a little bit interesting in terms of, you know, how things play out and, you know, stuff like that. So, again, these are based on parameters. I just kind of set up what I thought about it in terms of the format, and it just seemed like I wanted to keep it comprehensive, but also keep it simple at the same time. I didn't want to overcomplicate it or over-engineer the format, you know what I mean? So you know, relatively simple, but enough details to build up points for it. All right, so this was the Tech Piccolo unit. Looks like that is the sixth multi-summon so far. And again, yeah, we're still waiting for that Tech Goku unit. You know, it just seems like such a hell of a fun of a unit to be able to run and stuff, you know, and some of the, you know, new category team setups. It'll be interesting to kind of work out all the team builds and whatnot. So I would love to have a copy of Tech Goku, you know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully that's showing up at some point. I mean, I'm just curious how everyone else is doing. I mean, for those guys watching right now and summoned already, how were your results? I'm just curious from an overall standpoint, you know, how people are doing from a luck standpoint. Hopefully pretty good, you know, all across the board is what I hope for. But all right, this is the last freebie, so last multi, and then I'm going to switch over to the Piccolo banner afterwards because obviously, you know, I kind of want to switch around and make sure, you know, I spread the luck in a sense. We did get the Vegito animation here, so it's almost like, you know, last chance to get that copy. Again, you know, really depends on how lucky you are on either or of the banners. You know, sometimes, you know, you're lucky on both, and sometimes you're unlucky on both. So, you know, it can swing both ways. And I guess in that sense, it's better to be, you know, okay one banner versus the other. That's probably the best way to put it. All right, another Paikuhan unit. Yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. It happens. You just have to, you know, you just have to live with it and move on. Okay, so we did complete 2 cycles here off of the Goku banner. I believe I am switching over to the Piccolo banner now. So again, certainly want that unit. And of course, you immediately after switching over, Goku Black Griff. So I mean, good call, right? I mean, I don't know how the summon animations and the RNG related to it play out. Like if I would have stuck on the same banner, would I would have gotten the Goku Black Griff too? I don't know, but either way. That was a great way to start the Piccolo banner. Immediately, you're guaranteed the pickup, so you do have one copy. You know, I wouldn't say one and done, but you know, it's a hell of a lot easier on the mind when you've went ahead and picked up the brand new unit, like off of the first multi on the banner. So great way to start it off, and obviously very happy about that. Again, I kind of mentioned it in the last video, but the arc itself that this is themed around for Golden Week 2023, I definitely enjoyed it thoroughly in the past, reading through the manga and whatnot. A lot of, I don't know, my personal take as to why I love the series so much ultimately depends on character development in a sense. The way, you know, certain characters evolve over time was phenomenal for me, and Piccolo is probably the prominent, you know, character outside of, you know, maybe Krillin and Vegeta in terms of overall development as a character and you know, transition and evolution, you know, in a sense. So I'm glad they're covering it. And who knows, maybe that outdated Majunia unit, the physical type that was, I guess, a Super Strike, maybe they'll bring that back at some point as part of the celebration. I hope they do, but at the same time, I don't know if we should, because, you know, for those that kept the unit forever, since a while back, maybe that's a way to kind of brag about exclusivity that you guys still maintain, you know? So, I don't know, it's give or take, but we shall see. So Trunks riding Mai, or Mai riding Trunks, Trunks carrying my, whatever the terminology is. Anyway, depending on who you ask, you know, they'll say it differently, but we did get that, so let's see what the results are here. Okay, so Dr. Giro and the android. Let's see. Who else we got? Alright, so another copy of the Majunia unit, so great pickup. Again, like getting pretty lucky off of this banner versus the others, so it was certainly a good idea to, you know, kind of switch over and see how things play out. So I don't know, like sometimes I hear that, you know, if you kind of go through, you know, 1 or 2 cycles and switch over, you're kind of screwing yourself from a luck standpoint of potentially pulling the unit. It's probably better to, you know, dig in and just keep summoning. But I like to switch it ever, you know, like whenever they have, you know, the 3-for-1 banners during the certain celebrations, I like to do 2 cycles and move on to the other and just kind of switch back and forth. That's just, I don't know, for me that's always how I've kind of done it. So, you know, it depends on who you ask, I guess, in terms of how the summoning format exactly is. But we got the Krillin Gohan unit, and then let's see what the GSSR is here. So physical type future android 17. Don't really give a shit about that unit. Alright, now this is the debate time, dilemma time. We've got, you know, some copies of Piccolo. Should we switch over? I thought about it, but I'm like, hell nah. I'm doing pretty good. Let's just stick with this one. And of course you get Hercule riding Boo, and then Zeno is like, okay, great fucking decision made. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of those great examples of like immediately being rewarded for a decision making process. You know, that's kind of the way I saw that, and just, yeah, it was great. So, and I got the strength type Krillin unit too, the new unit featured on the banner. So great multi here. We already know what's coming, so, you know, sense of relief in that sense, you know. And here we go. So I think up to this point, that's 3 copies. So very happy so far with the results. And yeah, I'll probably end up going back into the Goku banner and just summon a little bit more. Within this video, I only spent like 600, so, you know, I'm definitely spending way more than that. So again, this is more or less just kind of the testing the waters with the luck on summons, and that's kind of the extent of it. You know what I mean? And then we'll go back in for round 2. I don't know if I'm gonna do this similar battle power thing. I'd like to keep, you know, the stone consumption like consistent. I'll have to think about it, but yeah, we'll certainly evaluate, I guess, that's probably the best way to put it. Okay, so I think there might be one multi after this. Okay, AGL Broly, so that counts toward the points. Alright, actually, there's 2 multis left here. Alright, so we have the 1 for 50 and then the freebie afterwards. So let's see how this one plays out. Gohan, Yamcha, Android 18, and Trunks. Rainbow Text, but converted to Super Saiyan, unfortunately. I did see the long Kamehameha here. I was like debating if I need to factor that into the animation, but I didn't want to overcomplicate this where I have like literally a list of like 30 things. So I think I'm going to keep it with the list for now that you're seeing right now on the right hand side. And if I expand more, I just feel like it's just going to complicate the hell out of this. So I might just keep it like this for the time being. But let me know in the comments if you agree or not. Okay, and then here we go. Got the LR Beast Gohan. This is a unit that I did not have, so fantastic pickup along with the Orange Piccolo. So again, that was pretty amazing right there. I don't know why the Android 17 keeps showing up. That motherfucker can go somewhere else for all I care, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, last multi. Let's see if we can end on a high note, close out strong, but overall, like, it's been great for me so far. Like, this initial summoning session was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the results, and you know, I certainly don't mind going into round 2 with this mental state, because the way I look at it, I'm not necessarily ahead, but I feel like I am in a sense, you know, like, yeah, I'm missing the Tech Goku brand new unit and the new Tien unit, but honestly, like, it could be way worse than this, so I'm not gonna be greedy here, and be glad with my results for now, and then just go back in for more for seconds. So that is the conclusion of 600 stones consumed. Battle power of 16,450 based off that. Let's take a look at the SSR list. So just kind of looking through this high level, started off pretty strong, picked up the orange Piccolo unit, obviously very, very happy about that. I've heard very good things about the unit, so of course, it's always great when you're able to pick that up. Also got, a couple of the Paiku Hun units. Unfortunately, Kid Goku also showed up, but, we got 3 copies of this guy, which is great. I mean, considering 600 stones, got 3 copies of that. Along with the Strength Krillin too, and Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, and a couple of other dupes. Certainly not a bad result at all. So, I'm fully happy with that. And yeah, I mean, to me, like, this is a great start. So hopefully all you guys are doing pretty well also.